Alright guys, it's time to rank every single NFL team's offense. Again, from F to number 1, which will be, again, like the number 1 offense. But either way, yep, it's offense time. Points, like, if you can score points, you're a good offense. If you're a bad offense, you don't score at all, and you probably put people to sleep. Like, it's kind of the self-explanatory. Of course, please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the 2023 NFL offenses tier rankings. Of course, we've got all NFL offenses, and yup, if you think I'm just not gonna go through and just basically say, yeah, how good are they at scoring? Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it, because in the end of the day, if your offense can't score, you're not gonna win. Well, you can win games, actually. Well, yeah, but most likely, yeah, you're gonna need to score games, and like a lot of it, to be honest. So that's what we're gonna get through. Of course, yeah, let's go right into it. Again, starting with this Giants offense. Alright, this Giants offense is a very tough offensive grade in my opinion, because there are a lot of factors that have to go into it. First off, last year there were like 8 injuries. Their offense wasn't that good, overall at least, but they did play well. Like, Saquon was their whole offense. He's back. He's ready to go. They made some noticeable differences, but then the same thing, like, you look like before Daniel Jones, like back in 2019 and 2020 and 2021, they were probably the worst offense in the league. So definitely not the greatest thing, but I mean, their receiving core at least has depth, I guess, which is not really saying much because they basically the same guys they had last year. And you got Darren Waller, so you finally actually have a real receiving depth. But then again, he'll probably get hurt. This offensive line does look actually a little better. Again, Evan, you'll coming into your second year. Won't be as horrible as it was last year. Worst game, Matt Perk goes in there and plays mediocre as he always does. And the interior of the O-line is actually pretty healthy, pretty good. I like what they're doing there. They already lost J.C. Howell and Wyatt Davis, who have been pretty, I don't want to say good, but they've been provided depth pieces. Daniel Jones, though, that's what basically comes down to. I mean, Saquon's going to be the engine, but Daniel Jones is going to have to make a lot of big throws, obviously, like he did last year. He made a lot of big-time throws. And maybe throw a couple more touchdowns, so it'll be big. If you can take care of the football, though, I think this is a decent Giants offense. I'll put them right in B tier. I think that's where they deserve to go. Okay, the Commanders' offense is definitely an interesting group, because, let's be honest, they're not that good right now, at least, but they do have some, like, at least redeeming traits. Of course, their run game's not going to be very explosive. Antonio Gibson can't bring it to the house, but he barely ever gets out of the backfield. Brown Robinson Jr. is just basically a bully running back that doesn't really do any bullying. The offensive line is decent, but it doesn't really have any big movers on it. They're all really just basically pass blocking dudes, and maybe Shaq Leonard Charles, but he is definitely a guy you want to watch out for in terms of pass blocking, because he can get a little hasty and really hold you down. The tight end room, it's like kind of average, like Logan Thomas. Receiving core is actually pretty good. Sam Howell's their quarterback. Like, I'll put him in C tier. They'll be decent. It's just going to come down to Sam Howell. Again, you can really put any quarterback there. They'll be okay. They have some games where they struggle, some games where they're good. I just don't like. I don't think they're a D tier, because I do think they can score at least. But like, this offense just isn't that crazy. Jets offense is going to go in A tier. They'll score points. I mean, you could put them in B tier, but I just think they have too many weapons, and there's just too many guys to go to for them to not be in A tier. Again, their O-line is a little bit concerning, and just with Aaron Rodgers, they'll be able to score. Like last year, the Packers offense was like average, but he's got a lot better talent, obviously, and I do think, I don't know, I put this Jets offense in A tier. I just think they're a really good group, and they're definitely better than the Giants. Lions offense is an A tier, almost S tier, but they can't really play on the road, so I don't know how I can do that. Again, Jared Goff, I think, will win an MVP, which will be big time. I think it will be one of the best offenses in the league, but I just can't put them in S tier just yet, because we don't really know how legit they are. They did get shut down by some pretty good defenses, and who knows what this run game's going to look like right now, because, again, David Montgomery just doesn't really seem like he's fitting in so well, but we'll just have to wait and see. Bengals offense is an S tier, because they're probably one of the only offenses in the league that can really fight through adversity and, like, really be productive through that, I guess. So it's good. They really never get like shut down. Again, the only game I saw them last year was when they played the Browns week 1 this year. But outside of that game, they played well the whole season. So yeah, I can definitely consider them being an S tier offense. Like, they got the big three. The running game will be a little bit concerning, but they still have Joe Burrow, and like their O-line's a lot better than it used to be. So S tier. Bears offense, I'm gonna put in D tier. I still think they're one-dimensional. I just don't. Do I put them in C? You know, I'll put them in C tier. They'll score points. Okay. Here's the thing, this Bears offense can get very one-dimensional really quick, and just the fact that DJ Moore really does demand targets, like, it's like, you can't just get, like, there's no, like, avoiding getting him the ball, like, you have to get him the ball. Like, last year, again, you saw it happen, like, the Panthers offense was horrible and they didn't get him the ball, so it is possible not to get him the football, which is definitely not a good thing. So, just the fact that Justin Fields, again, the passing game is going to be pretty wild, the running game will be fine, so just having that in general, I'll put him in C tier. Again, they'll be a decent offense. I just don't know what to expect. Bucs offense is going to D tier. Yeah, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, but Mike Evans is coming off a year where he just really wasn't that crazy great. Again, still a very, very good receiver, but I just don't know there. And just like the Baker Mayfield's quarterback just doesn't give me a lot of hope. Again, outside of their receiving core, their offense is pretty bad, so I gotta keep in D tier there. Browns offense can go in B tier. Their run game's gonna be good. I really do think Jerome Ford will be a huge back for them. It's a second stringer, and obviously their O-line's awesome. They have a decent receiving core. Deshaun Watson all comes down to, but I think even if he's bad, this offense will still be at least decent. Packers offense is going to T tier, and the receiving core just isn't that good, but I can't put him D tier because I just think that this run game is good enough, and the fact that Matt LaFleur, he'll at least carry an okay offense. They could be bad some games, but I definitely think they're not going to be that bad for that long because Matt LaFleur is just that good of an offensive coach, in my opinion. I just can't really put him anywhere above C tier. Like, maybe D tier, but I don't think they're going above B tier. Like, they're not going to be anything crazy. Bills offense is A tier. They're not an S tier for one reason only. They can get shut down, and they can't really run the football yet. I really don't know what to expect there. Got to keep them there. Their offensive line does sometimes play like puppies, which is a little bit of a concern, obviously. And what is it called? Not that. But Josh Allen does turn over the football. That just isn't great for the offense, obviously. Again, if they can start running the football, they can go in S tier for sure. But they definitely have a very high ceiling. Colts offense is in D tier. The real reason they're not in F tier is because of Anthony Richardson's legs and I don't know. Their offensive line, I think, is just good enough for that. And again, their running game, it's not going to be good, but at least it's going to be okay. I mean, they'll probably have games where they're F tier, but there'll also be games, I think, where Anthony Richardson will run around and make a lot of big plays. So, just having that all there, I'll put them in D tier. Again, they could definitely be F tier some games, but they also could be B tier as well, overall. Cowboys offense is going to go in A tier. No. B tier. So the thing about this Cowboys offense is that they just don't look that impressive, in my opinion, right now. Obviously, they've got a lot of good weapons, but I don't know, just Dak, the way he played last year, just doesn't really wow me that much. I just don't know if this running game will be that sustainable because they really don't have a back who can really thump it like they had Zeke last season. I don't know, do I put him in, I'll put him in A tier. This Cowboys offense will score a lot of points. I'll put him in A tier. But, again, when it comes down to the big games, they'll never be S tier. They did a part of the season where they were S tier. Like, they were the best offense in the league. But, I don't know, I just got to see what Dak can do. That's why they're in A tier. Jags offense is B tier, good running game. Not again, a power running game, but it's still really good. And, obviously, the wide receiver core is decent, and not only that, though, but again, the offensive line should be decent. Not the best, but it's okay. And if Trevor Lawrence can be really good, who knows how good they could be. Panthers, probably C tier. Again, I don't care that this running game is not going to be very, dynamic, but it's going to be good enough to the point where Bryce Young isn't getting thrown down on every play. The passing game is a little bit concerning just for the fact that I don't think they really have a downfield or, really not even number 2 receiver at this point. Adam Thielen will be decent for them, though, so I'll put them in C tier. This offense, you could argue, could be in D tier, but I think they will be a lot more consistent than last year. Falcons offense, I'll put in D tier. Here's really why. I don't think Desmond Ridder will be efficient throwing the football. And, I'll put him in C tier, yeah. That's going to be a little more nice. But they'll run the ball really well, and, yeah, that's kind of about it. Patriots, C tier. They're not in D tier, but, they could very well be. That's all I'll put it. Cardinals, F tier. Tank Bowl. Raiders, D tier. They got weapons, but Jimmy G just isn't the right quarterback for them. That's all I'll put it. The offensive line isn't very good. Again, they do have, a couple of decent players. They do, but, I just can't put it. Their offense just won't be very good this year. Again, they have 2 good players, but, that's literally it. Broncos, C tier. They played like this last year, but there's no way they do that again, especially with Sean Payton. He's never had a bad offense, so I can't put him lower than C. Maybe D tier, but definitely not C tier. F tier. Rams offense is going to go in C tier. Here's why. They're going to score points. I know they're going to. I get the fact that Cooper Kupp injury is, really bad, but I do think he'll find his way back on the field. He probably won't play week 1, but, again, they'll figure that out. Matt Stafford, he stays healthy. This Rams offense will be good. There is a little bit of a cap there. The offensive line should be much better. At this point, his stance is not good, though. Cam Akers will be fine. I think this receiving core is good as well. Tyler Higbee's a reliable tight end. This offense isn't that bad. Ravens, B tier. No, they don't go in A tier because last year they really had games where they just weren't good. They just disappear times are just so wildly inconsistent. They play games where they're S tier, but I don't know if this run game is good enough for me to put them there. Saints offense is going to go in B tier. They're going to have a good offense this year. They're going to score points. They're going to be good. But I don't know how the turnovers are going to work. That could be a little bit of an issue. Seahawks offense, they're not going to go in A tier because they're just not dynamic enough, and I don't know if they can actually score a ton on the best defense in the league. There were games last year where they did get shut down. I don't know how much better they're going to really be this year, so I have to keep them in B tier. Steelers offense C tier. They're boring, but they score enough points and they're okay. Texans C tier as well. You could put them in D tier, but I just think they're going to, I'll put them in D tier because they just don't have too much talent right now, and this is a young group, so I'll put them there. Titans C tier. Very boring group, but they score enough points, and yeah. You could put them in D tier, but I just can't do that right now. Vikings beat. I'll keep them in A tier. the talent isn't that great, but just Justin Jefferson and the fact they have Kirk Cousins helps a lot. Again, losing Dalvin Cook does hurt. Dalvin Cook does hurt a lot, but I think this offensive line is good enough to get it done. This is a really good offense. 49ers, they're probably A tier. They're not going to go in S tier just for the fact that I just don't like. They don't have the quarterback to be in S tier, but they're very, very good. Eagles, probably my number 2 offense in the league. They'll go in S tier. They're really freaking good. Like, they got everything. Like, they're the Eagles. Like, yeah, they're really loaded. Chiefs, they're my number 1 offense. It's because they got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. Like, there isn't a game where they struggle, and even when they do struggle, like, again, like, look back to the game where they played the Titans. The Titans were really the only defense all last year, I think, that really did, shut down that Chiefs offense for most of the game. What happened? They came back because they got Patrick Mahomes. That's why. Chargers, A tier. I think this offense is actually really good. Yeah, I think they're there because their running game is good enough. Again, the passing game is a little bit going to lack explosive plays, but I do think they'll be able to figure it out. Again, Kevin Kellen Moore will, I think, really step it up, but I do think they'll disappear a little bit, so I'll have to keep them there. Okay, Dolphins are going to have to go in A tier because of Tua's health, but they are S tier offense when he's healthy, and, like, they're really rolling. But that's all I got for the 2023 NFL offensive grades. I'm in tier rankings. Again, I get the fact that there's just, like, there's a lot of teams in C tier, and they're really, again, it's really top heavy, and again, there's some bad offenses as well, but this is definitely, again, going into this year, offenses are definitely score a lot of points. There's a lot of really good offenses, but there aren't the offenses that can consistently every single week just put up a ton of points and just be really good. There just aren't enough teams. Like, the Dolphins can be that, but again, there's injuries. 49ers can be that, but again, they got, like, these quarterbacks, and, like, they're not always, like, on that type of scoring level. They do get outran sometimes. Jets offense get really solid, but they're never really going to be that offense. Bills, they turn over the ball too much and don't run the ball enough. Lions, unproven. Cowboys, again, they don't show up in big games. Vikings offense, reliable on 2 guys. Chargers offense, kind of like the Cowboys, except they're kind of conservative. And then, again, the B tier, they're good offenses. I just don't think they're, like, as impressive. Again, C tier, like, they're okay. They're going to struggle some games as well. They're just not going to be, like, the reason you win a lot of games. The D tier, they're going to probably struggle a lot more, but they at least score, and then F tier is the freaking Cardinals. That's all I got. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2023 NFL offensive tier rankings. That's all I got for you guys, and yeah, see ya for the NFL team resumes and Week 1 power rankings tomorrow. Oh, just so you know, just because the Week 1 power rankings is on a Tuesday for Week 1, not going to be like that for the rest of the season. They're all going to be on Wednesdays. I think they're going to come out like 7 o'clock. We'll see, though. So, all I got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. And, yeah, see you tomorrow.
3rd down. Morris. Intercepted. Wow. Travis Hunter. Unbelievable. Hunter just plucks it out of the air. Are you kidding me right now? That was wide open from the booth. 100 times out of 100, I see that action from up here. That's a touchdown. They had the back wide open, Major Everhart, number 22, and out of nowhere,